Hey everyone, we're live at the Pace Studio in New York right now with David Keenan. David, thank you very much for being here, man.
Thanks for having me in, brother.
Yeah, dude. Sound check has sounded excellent, and we're looking forward to sharing what you do with our audience right now. I know 4 songs are coming up, and also I wanted to tell you, in case I don't see you before January 10th, which actually, no, I know I will for sure be seeing you. I'll see you at Underwater Sunshine.
Sure.
Regardless, congratulations in advance, because on January 10th, A Beginner's Guide to Bravery comes out, and it's in pre-order right now. And we're about to hear 2 songs from it. We're going to hear a mixture of unreleased, soon to be released, and then a little bit later to be released songs. Sure. Can you tell us what's coming up first?
Yeah, a song called Full Stop. This is just written like projecting a kind of an idea of a muse and some sort of like kind of fluid form of reality with another individual, and trying to sculpt that through song and then projecting in the hopes, I suppose, of manifesting some kind of version of it, you know. But that's really it.
All right.
Thank you. I remember you standing at the back door step in your mother's apron. A new day's sun hit the side of your face, illuminating the split ends of your hair. Breakfast was cooking in the kitchen. As I read a dead poet's words in the garden, I'd never seen you so beautiful before. Last night's love still clinging to your skin, hair unbrushed, one bare foot in the other. Class personified in the Oxfam dress. The holiest of shows I'd seen. Come back to me now and wake and dream, won't you? Come back to me now and wake and dream, won't you? Come back to me now and wake and dream. Stand beside me when all the buses have stopped, and lollipop ladies have drawn their last drag. When the debutante queen's been reduced to a hag, it is you and only you, full stop. It is you and only you, full stop. Holy laughter in the phosphorus morning, eternally young old age, never deserving, no. It is you and only you, full stop. It is you and only you. When the strung out ghosts of boredom come screaming from the pit, I'll take your earlobe gently between my teeth. I'll stand guard outside your door while you starve yourself of sleep. It is you and only you, full stop. It is you and only you, full stop. Pour your tears into my mouth. Take this gift of quiet love. Plant a kiss upon my neck as I reach down to tie your laces. Sing about children's children and the shape of their faces. It is you and only you, full stop. It is you and only you. Our well-worn names, they shall live on in mind and in myth, and in the skipping rope games of little gypsy girls around their campfires in the country, in their song-like prayers, and in the whisperings of young cousins sat on rotting stairs. It is you and only you, full stop. It is you and only you. As the hands begin to spin within the clocks, while the dealers selling dreams back up their stock, so I climb and search for answers in the rock, to a salmon on the men with a massive flock. Well, they get bored and disappear inside a It is you and only you, full stop. It is you and only you, full stop. Thank you.
Thank you, man. It sounds great. Can you talk to us a little bit about what people can expect to see at the 4 shows at the Irish Arts Center tonight? Excuse me, from that show. 4 shows starting tonight through Friday. You're up at the Irish Arts Center in Hell's Kitchen. Are you playing similarly to this? Is it a solo acoustic affair, or what do people see?
Well, it's going to be split up, you know, because I'm playing with a collective of musicians that have been playing with me for the last maybe 2 years, all in, and. Yeah, we've just been trying to build this kind of... I suppose I've been lucky enough that they were gracious enough to lend their gifts into my songs, and we've been kind of sculpting this thing together just by being together for the last couple of years. So, you know, I'll play a couple of my own. This section, which we've nicknamed The Organics, come out. It's Lemoncello and Garrett Quinn Redmond. And then the electric band comes out at the end. So it's kind of 3 acts of this kind of play, if you want to call it that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, man, have a great show tonight. And can you also tell us what the production of the album, of the upcoming album, Beginner's Guide to Bravery, what did that look like? I mean, I know that it was recorded in a live setting and sounded like a burst of energy was involved in the creation of that thing. Can you talk to us about what people can expect to hear instrumentation and production wise on the album, as opposed to the arrangement they're hearing here today?
Sure. Well, look, it was a live record. It was very important that it was live. It was done over the space of a week with the electric band, and you know, it just kind of I wanted it to sound like the door was kind of slightly ajar for reality to step into the room, and you know, life isn't click tracked. So it is that. It's a real live record with the electric band. There's a couple of songs on my own, but I think it's important for it to be interesting for the self in the moment with the song, but also I had to map this journey of my own kind of evolution as a human being over the last maybe 3 or 4 years, getting to the place where I could stand by every song and kind of stand by my truth. And, you know, it had to be believable for me before I could, you know, put it out there and expect anybody else to believe it, you know. So it all kind of happened naturally as it was supposed to. But there's some great musicians on the record, and we kind of captured something of its time between us all, you know. You can feel it's really kind of emotional, which it should be.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why you make your living with words. That was a very elegant way to say all of that, man. I really like the fact that you said that left the door open, door ajar for reality to creep in.
Well, you see.
Well
it's
done,
the Palo
like
Santo
that.
in here, man, that's giving me this kind of...
Man, well, this sounds great so far. Can you tell us what you're going to do second today?
Yeah, sure. Well, I was just kind of in the lobby earlier there, and I spotted this electric guitar.
Yeah.
So I thought I might have a bit of a play at this.
Please do, man.
Just while I'm here.
Yeah, and for the internet who can't see, there are many on the walls here. That was the one that spoke to you. If you feel like any of the others are speaking to you, please feel free to grab them. See what happens.
Well, we see. I kind of bonded with this guy here, you know, this gal here.
Yeah, he or she is actually my favorite as well. So I'm glad that was the one
Really?
that drew you in.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So this song is Eastern Lights. I'm going to play this one. And this kind of came after I moved to Dublin, or just before I moved to Dublin. So the record is like the last 3 or 4 years of my life, and it's kind of pre-Dublin days, and then getting to Dublin and kind of being submerged in this kind of different vibration, different pulse. But it was just about a chance encounter at a music festival back home in County Wicklow, and then the ensuing days in Dublin afterwards with this kind of, yeah. In my twisted arms you fell asleep, as the cathedral bells rang out over the chimney pots of Harcourt Street. I watched the dribs and the drums attending masses, those genuflecting hands polishing their reading glasses. I watched you sleeping as evening turned to night, but in the morning you left me traveling to Cambodia. So long, little darling, we'll meet again on the road. I heard through a friend of a friend you were dancing in a multicultural burlesque show. Oh, well, here's to you, my love. Those Easter nights, they'll take some beating, but my drunken professions of love didn't stop you from leaving. Those Easter nights, they left me bitter, and for love nor money you'd stay with me, honey. And for love nor money you'd stay by the burnt out barber shop I earned my keep, pouring my guts out in story and in song for the working classes till I was dead on my feet. Then you appeared out of nowhere with a reassuring smile. I'm an undead bachelor's walk. I swore that I'd put your past to one side. Oh, well, here's to you, my love. Here's those Easter nights, they'll take some beating. Your collection of beautiful eyes, I eat them up and give thanks for inspiring this speeding. Those Easter nights, they left me bitter, but for love no money you'd stay with me, honey. And for love no money you'd stay with me, honey. And for love no money you'd stay with me, honey. And for love no money you'd stay.
All right, thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
For any of the audience just becoming familiar with you right now, can you talk? You were mentioning earlier that this album was a sketch of the previous 4 years. Can you talk about some of the things that have happened over the course of the last 4 years that have now led you to be playing shows, opening for Hozier, opening for Glenn Hansard, and now the upcoming shows? I know you're opening a handful with Rodrigo and Gabriella.
Sure.
And I mean, that's awesome, man. I've never opened for Rodrigo and Gabriella once, and that's cool that you are. Can you talk to us a little bit about what's led you here over the last few years?
You know, like, just I've been blessed to kind of live a really kind of interesting existence, you know, and it's been but I think also there's been periods of great joy and periods of real kind of darkness, but it's all of weight, because I think as a writer, you need that direct experience to really, you know, be honest in what you're saying. So, you know, I wouldn't shy away from all the natural highs and lows of the human experience, you know. I suppose in terms of meeting those other beings that saw something in me, or they found some resonance in what I do, you just, you know, you put out your vibration. You stand up on the shoebox and you express yourself. And that's the thing about art and music. It's well, it's that language, it's that sense of understanding, and that's what we're all seeking in relationships, or in a song, or in a poem, or in a conversation. We're all seeking that sense of understanding, So when you find that from people along the way, you know, in any kind of avenue of life, the last 4 years have just been that, really, just meeting people, writing songs, trying to develop my craft, you know, so I could get to a place where I could stand by a record, you know. But yeah, all those people that you mentioned there, they're just beautiful human beings, you know. And so like when I step into kind of situations like that as a support artist, you know, you just have to step into it and try to be grateful, because you get to, you know, play bigger venues, or, you know, you get to pick up things along the way that will help you actually develop what you do, develop your own craft. So yeah, well, you know, I've been to some interesting places in the last few years, within and without, you know.
Yeah. Well, good, man. I'm happy for you that you've had those experiences, and they're continuing to happen. I mean, there are so many tour dates up at davidkeenan.ie, so you're going to be a busy man. I think the last one that's announced is April 4th of 2020, but there's a ton of them. So there will be obviously ample opportunities to cross over with more people and vibrate the ways you guys vibrate, and see what's next. I know you're back in New York. Excuse me, on November 8th for the Underwater Sunshine Festival at Rockwood. You're at the Metro in Chicago for Jeff Buckley's birthday party, which is going to be fun. Man, that'll be great.
I mean, that's I mean, I'll never forget, actually, as a kid, flipping around the CD that was on my uncle's floor, and it was Grace, you know, that shot of Jeff running up the stairs, you know. Beautiful record. And yeah, it's
It just turned 25 like a month ago or 2 months ago or something.
Yeah. That was great, you know. Jeff Buckley, Tim Buckley as well, big influence on me growing up. So yeah, it's beautiful. You kind of step into these situations, and it's like, wow, yeah, full circle kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, enjoy that show, and then enjoy the solo show at Rockwood on the 26th of November, and then there's so many dates announced, a ton of European dates announced. They're all up at davidkeenan.ie, of course, and all the places you would expect to find tour dates. So, man, travel safely between all of them, please, first and foremost, and enjoy all of them. And we've got more music happening. Man, can you tell us what's going to be third today? Sure. It's funny. Every time I used to do like a radio session, or, you know, anything like this, I'd always kind of play a new song, because it has to be interesting for, you know, the self as well. And yeah, this is one that I wrote on that tour through Europe over the last couple of months. It's called Is That You Under All That Noise? Never have I ever seen such terrifying weather in my life. Razor-bladed sheets of sighing blowing through the halfway house. Take my tape recorder, dig myself into a corner of your room, cross-legged like a memory suspended in the dust, chanting articulates the things that words could never touch. Ah, can you hear me now? To self, the sky today is swollen blue. You cried the night that Stephen Hawking died. Down dog she barked, laughed and locked your joy. Oh, you danced as Notre Dame was weeping ash. Your heart bursting to beat itself out of its chest. A moss-green mind ascending stone-capped steps. You're a nation of notions and hopeful stares, with a rich history in rhyme and love affairs. Have I ever seen such terrifying weather in my life? Turn to face the lie, who wants to die? Not I, the money spider starts to sing. Dilate and separate, egg tempera pains, a pair of eyes, a pair of lips, the raven hair, come up for air, reef me out. Can you hear me now? Snap the spell, euphoric recall in a cafe, or sitting squinting on the floor. You are a smile lodged in a memory, a foreign concept by the door. You cry the night that Stephen Hawking died. Darn dog, she barked, laughed and rocked your joy. Oh, we danced as Notre Dame was weeping ash. Your heart bursting to beat itself out of its chest. A moss green mind ascending stone cap steps. You're a nation of notions and hopeful stares, with a rich history and ruin and love affairs. You cried the night that Stephen Hawking died. 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 Never have I ever seen such terrifying weather in my life. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We previously got into the influence of both Buckleys a little bit. Can we talk a little more about that? Because I think offline we got into a little bit of what the history of this room is, and there is a massive amount of rock and roll history and all kinds. I mean, jazz history, country history. It's not just rock back here, but a ton of friendly ghosts vibrating and sort of adding to the vibe of this room. And can you tell us, in addition to the Buckleys, some of the artists that have really influenced you along the way?
Growing up, it was just those voices that I could, that you could tell just lived a life, but there was something kind of ethereal and supernatural about them, like, Billie Holiday or Nick Cave, real lyric heavy artists like that. And obviously, Leonard and somebody like Luke Kelly, like an Irish singer like that. But then when I was a teenager, I got into heavier stuff. But the lyrics were very important all the time. Like bands like the Libertines and an English band called the Lads, a Liverpudlian band called the Lads, and so that kind of sense of melody. But I just all these artists who created their own world and invited you into it. That's what really attracted me, and it still does, And then, of course, just like the written word has always been really important to me. I mean, Ireland is full of incredible exponents of language, and so I kind of tuned into that, and I drank from that well, and I still do. But you go out and you travel, and it's actually, as I said, direct experience people, and a certain energy that you try to translate into a lyric or a song. But you can feel it off these walls, and it's a privilege to be here, to have sort of this kind of access, I saw Dr. John there and stuff like that. It's beautiful. Yeah. Well, man, I'm impressed by the way that you have painted your pictures and created your own world and drawn us into this world during this performance. And was also, it was immediately endearing to me when I saw in your open guitar case the Patti Smith's book is in that, which was just outstanding. I'm glad that exists. And then when we started talking about literary influences, you gave me. We're right kind of here. I just finished Two Kids, and that was a gift from a friend of mine, Pete, from the Scratcher. But the first gig we did here with the band was the Map Room in the Bowery Electric. It was perfect. It was just like one of those gigs that Paddy would write about. In New York in the early 70s. So it was great. Yeah, real privilege. But you can feel it. Like you can feel that. You can feel all those echoes still. And New York is kind of relentless in its pace. So but I can still feel all those echoes here. And I've written a lot of songs here. In my time here in the last couple of years. It's incredibly inspiring. So you just have to listen and watch. It's the best place I've been for like people watching,
Yeah.
Because every scene kind of tops the last scene, and it's kind of sense of wonderment or absurdity. So the songs write themselves. You just kind of have to sit down and do it.
Yeah. Well, man, I would imagine on a day like today as well, that's going to be. It looks very surreal outside right now with the fog as thick as it is. This is a strange weather day, so maybe there's a song there somewhere.
Yeah.
Man, thanks again for coming here and doing it. And you're going to do another one, which is off of Beginner's Guide to Bravery, coming out on January 10th. Can you tell us the fourth song that you're going to do today?
Yeah, this is Evidence of Living, and I actually wrote this song after coming back from New York my first time a couple of years ago. And the chimneys of steam emanating from the gutter and the dive bars, and again, those are just the kind of images that I took back with me in my head, back to the little room in Dublin, and kind of put it out on the table. And we were staying in the Michelangelo Hotel, and the little the notepads you get on your dresser. I kind of wrote this song on one of them, and I still got them. I just still got them back home. So yeah, this is Evidence of Living. A little boy sits on a doorstep, lifting his hands for to dampen the sound of a bitch who's informing the neighbors of intimate acts with some waif she had found. Where the chimneys of steam emanate from the gutter in a dive bar with a hungry old stew. It is here that the brilliant blasphemers are sitting and cursing us under the moon. Oh, with every name under the sun, as the young ones were banging their drums. Is there any evidence of living left in this town? Would I find any evidence of living amongst you sad and maddening crowd? Is there any evidence of living within them? Within us? Would I find any evidence of living left in this town? In this very town? A dishwasher had spoke of the New Testament, so I picked up a German edition. Though I could read nor decipher one single cold word, I was joined by this strange apparition. He'd a face like an old painter's radio. Disgrace was his family name. We played cards. I was happy just to be there, happily losing, happily lucid, waiting for morning, waiting to be saved. Is there any evidence of living left in this town? Would I find any evidence of living amongst you sad and mad and crowd? Is there any evidence of living within them? Within us? Would I find any evidence of living left in this town? We gathered our travelling circus. One and for all, we must hoist up the mast. We must move now to set an example for every kid whose dreams died in 5th class. Oh, in the name of that choice, in a cracked, anemic voice, the tall girl, she did silence the crowd. She awoke in the spirit. We all washed ourselves, and I know it shocked me. I tripped and I mourned. Being wounded, she then brought me home, and by her bedside, while combing her hair, she undressed and then whispered in prayer. Ask yourself, is there any evidence of living within us, would I find any evidence of living left in this town? Shall we make it to the meadow? Is heaven just another ghetto? The ankle ripped by a stiletto. We are the living in this town. Yeah, yeah, we are the living. We are the living in this town. We mustn't forget it, no. We mustn't forget it, no. Thank you, man.
All right, David, man, thank you for coming here. We appreciate it very much. And have a great show tonight. You're at the Irish Arts Center in New York City in Hell's Kitchen. Tonight, all the way through Friday night, you got 4 shows. Back in New York City on November 8th for the Underwater Sunshine Fest. So I'll see you then on November 8th.
Beautiful.
Be out there. And then Jeff Buckley's birthday party at the Metro in Chicago on November 17th. Rockwood again for your own solo show on the 26th of November. And European shows announced until the end of time. You've just got lots and lots of shows. They're all up at davidkeenan.ie. And so travel safely, enjoy them all, and best of luck on Beginner's Guide to Bravery, because it comes out on January 10th. And thanks for playing a couple songs from it. Thanks for the Paste exclusive as well.
Sure,
man, we appreciate all of it.
Anytime, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Thanks again.